I'm a parent of 10 children, 8 boys and 2 girls here in Crown Heights. One of those boys, Kasriel, died of a drug overdose at the age of 25 right here in Crown Heights, not far from where we are now. When we got that terrible phone call from Hatzalah on a regular, normal Monday evening, it came as a total shock. We had no idea he was in trouble with drugs. Yet Kasriel's death was not an isolated incident. There are many, many more young people, men and women in the community who have died as a result of drug overdoses. The most recent, just 6 weeks ago, right here again in our community. When Kasriel died, we made a conscious decision not to cover up the cause of his death. Both my wife and I felt it was time to begin to chip away at the shame and the stigma that is attached to the disease of addiction, be it drugs, alcohol, or whatever. This debilitating shame is one of the things that prevents addicts from getting the help they need, from families admitting they have an addict in the family, an addicted child, wife, or husband, and from getting the support that they need also. A number of people said we were brave to talk about how Kasriel died. We were not. We had very, very little to lose. We weren't part of the Hasidic mainstream. We weren't a family with a Hasidic lineage. We were just regular Baal Teshuvas with no real yichus in the community. So for us, there was very, very little to lose. The true brave ones are those who will be well-connected families in the community who have the courage to admit they have kids who are struggling with drugs, or chas v'shalom, kids who may die from an overdose. When Kasriel died, some of his friends who were also drug users got into recovery. Others didn't. As we learned early on, the fear of death is not a deterrent to an addict. The best quote I ever heard about addiction came from Eric Clapton, the famous rock guitarist. And at one point, he was a very serious alcoholic. He said the biggest fear of death, his only fear, and get this, was that he would never be able to have another drink. That's addiction for you. In discussing with my wife what I could possibly say this evening, there was one point she felt very strongly about. And she said it like this: the most painful, agonizing thing a parent who has lost a child can experience is the thought that maybe they could have done something to prevent it. Because if there was something they could have done, then surely they should have done it. This is faulty thinking, and here's why. There is not a human force on earth that could have prevented Kasriel's death. If you're a frum Jew, if you're a religious person in the Jewish community, that's what you believe, that God is in charge, even though you struggle endlessly with the what if I could have done this and what if I could have done that. That's why people in recovery talk about a higher power, the only force that can help an addict get better. We're just people. We can't stop the unstoppable. But not every young person who uses drugs is meant to die. We can be there for those struggling with addiction who need help and guidance and who are meant to be saved. It's our desire and our responsibility to be there as a community for those who need help. So when we talk about prevention, what are we actually talking about? Are we trying to prevent kids from using in the first place? Is that a hopeless task? Are we trying to prevent kids from graduating from marijuana, now legal in several states, to heavier prescription drugs and ultimately heroin? Or are we just trying to help kids from dying? This is not a place to eulogize Kasriel. Speak to any of his friends, many of who are here tonight, and you'll get the picture of how many people loved him. I'm hoping that after tonight, we as a community can begin to find a way to understand addiction better, to know how to get help, to provide resources and find a way to stop the devastating overdoses that are plaguing the community. The more we talk about it, the more we can help the disease of drug addiction come out of the shadows. This evening, sponsored in memory of Kasriel, will hopefully be a start. Thank you. Thank you.